Hello my friend, and welcome back to Survival Superhero. This right here is the world's first intelligent personal air conditioner, the ICE 3. And if you're a bit skeptical, you are not alone. When I first saw this thing, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I didn't think that it would really work, and even if it did work, I thought that I would feel like a total idiot wearing it. But since this is an outdoor tech channel, I figured I'd take one for the team and test it out for you guys. I recently took a trip to Central Florida with my family during a heat wave, and I took the ICE 3 along with me to give it a test run to find out if it would hold up to the high summer heat and humidity that Florida is known for. Now, I wore this thing for a week straight in the most brutal conditions, and I'm going to tell you everything that I like about it and everything that is not so great. I'm even going to show you some things that the other reviewers have totally missed, so you can decide whether or not the ICE 3 is worth your hard-earned dollars. We are going to temperature test this thing to find out how cold it actually gets, and we are even going to do a thermal imaging test to find out, does this really lower the temperature of your skin, or does it just feel cooler? Plus, I actually stumbled onto a secret use for the ICE 3 that no one is talking about, but could actually help millions of people. And later, I'm going to share with you some tips on how you can hack this thing to get the battery to last as long as possible. But now, let's get straight into this video, starting with the price. Now, this is priced at $400 on the official ICE 3 website, and you can get $50 off when you use the code SurvivalSuperhero at checkout. And actually, at the time of this video, you can get it on Amazon for just $330, but that price could change. So hit the links in the description below to get the most current prices or to purchase one. Now, let's find out what is in the box. So, it comes in this really snazzy looking box. Inside, you've got some instructions and a quick start guide, which is really helpful. And it's got a cool bag to carry it around in. It also comes with a stand and a charging cable, and the whole thing will fit nicely inside the carrying bag. Okay, so what does this thing do? The ICE 3 has got three main functions. It's got cooling mode, fan-only mode, and heating mode. It's got 4 high-speed fans inside. It's got a 1.9-inch color touchscreen on the side. And it's got 2 plates that go around your neck that can get either very cold or very warm. There is a sensor in the back that monitors your heart rate, your blood oxygen level, your body temperature, and the temperature of the environment around you. And when you put it into AI mode, it uses all of this data to figure out exactly what settings it should use to keep you at a comfortable temperature. So if you sit down in a nice air-conditioned room, it will adjust everything so you don't get too cold. And if you step outside on a hot day, it will crank the temperature down so you don't get too hot. Now, it's also got a step counter, and it also tells you the current weather forecast for your area. Now, you control it with an app that is very easy to use, or you can use the touch screen on the side. And you can easily switch between the modes by holding down this button at the top. Now, let's find out, how cold does it get? Let's set the temperature as low as it will go, which is 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius, and see what temperature we actually get. So it actually does get down to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius, and it took about a minute to get there. So now that we know how cold it gets, let's take this thing for a spin in 100-degree heat and see if it actually does anything. It's time for the coldest setting test. So I set this thing to the coldest setting and went for a walk in the Florida heat wave. It is 93 degrees out, but with the humidity, it feels like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 37 degrees Celsius. And the plan here is to walk around for a bit and then go back inside and use the AGM G2 Guardian's thermal imaging to find out if the ICE 3 really does lower the temperature of my neck.
I'm about seven minutes in and I am sweating. So there's that, but I mean, the sides of my neck do feel cool. It's nice having the fan on, but I am still sweating. So we'll see what happens. It's been 20 minutes. I am completely drenched in a layer of sweat. The sides of my neck do feel cooler. It's nice to have it on, but it's not a miracle cure, that's for sure. Fan's still going. It feels nice. We'll see what happens.
Now, I walked around for about 45 minutes in super high heat and humidity. So let's go back inside and see if the ICE 3 really did make my neck cooler. It's time for the thermal imaging test. So here is what my neck looked like in thermal imaging before I went outside. And here is what it looks like after wearing the ICE 3 outside for 45 minutes on the coldest setting. Now you can see that my neck is much cooler in the area where I was wearing the ICE 3 around my neck. And it even made other parts of my cheek cooler as well. So it looks like that checks out. It actually does lower the temperature of your skin. So what else can you do with this thing? Well, they even go so far as to claim that you can use it as a desk air conditioner. They call it the desk AC mode. And if you're in a hot room, they say you can set it on the stand, turn it on, and it will cool off the area around you. Now, to me, that sounds kind of ridiculous, so I had to test it out. I used it outside where there is no air conditioning while I was slaving away at survival superhero videos for you guys, and it actually did help a little bit with the heat. Now, last but not least, I have got to tell you about the heat mode. The heat mode is mainly made for relaxation, and it is super relaxing. And I actually almost like the heating mode more than the cooling mode. The heating mode instantly relaxes you, and this would be great for anyone who gets cold easily or works in a drafty area as well. Now let's talk about how long the battery lasts. It's got a 7,000 milliampere hour battery that charges in about 2.5 hours. Plus, it's also got pass-through charging, so you can use it while it's being charged. They say it gives you 12 hours of fan, 2 to 5 hours of cooling, and 3 to 5 hours of heating. And they also say that you should only use it down to 30% battery life for reasons I won't go into here. But it seems like it doesn't really cool you off as well after 30% either. So here are my personal battery test results. First, I tested it inside an air-conditioned room. On AI mode, it lasted 2 hours down to 30%. And on the coldest setting, it lasted 1 hour, 30 minutes down to 30%. Then I tested it outside in a Florida heat wave. On the recommended settings, it lasted 4 hours down to 30%. And on the coldest setting, it lasted 1 hour, 30 minutes down to 30%. So what are these recommended settings? That brings us back to the battery hack that I was talking about earlier. So to get the battery to last as long as possible, Sylvia from Ranvoo said to set the temperature within 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 2 degrees Celsius of the ambient temperature around you, and then set the fan to 60% speed. Now, Ranvoo says this can make the battery last 8 to 12 hours, but like I said, I only got 4 hours out in the extreme Florida heat. And also keep in mind, these recommended settings will not cool you off as much as if you are using the coldest setting. Now let's talk about a great use for this product that I have not heard anyone else talk about yet. Here is the secret use for the AICE 3. Now, I had a really bad headache in the car, so I wore the AICE 3 upside down on my head like this. And what it did was it applied a little bit of pressure to the sides of my head around the temples, and it also cooled me off, which surprisingly did wonders for my headache. And it also blew air down onto my ears because it was upside down, and that air drowned out all the noise around me. So if you flip it upside down and put it on your head, it turns into a white noise machine that can also help with headaches. Now let's talk about two of the most common questions that people ask about the AICE 3. 1. Do you feel weird wearing it? The answer is surprisingly no. It doesn't get in the way, and not once did it ever fall off when I bent down or moved around or anything like that. And out of all the time that I wore it, nobody said anything about it or seemed to even think twice about it at all. I thought I would look like a fool wearing this thing out in public, but what I realized is it actually just looks like you're wearing a pair of headphones around your neck. And actually, it can be used as headphones. It's got a speaker in the back, so you can actually use it to listen to music. Now, there is a really important issue that I absolutely have got to address here about the AICE 3. Does it make the back of your neck get hot? One of the most common complaints that I see online about this product is people say the sensor makes the back of their neck get hot. And honestly, this definitely did happen to me too. Now, Ranvoo says that the sensor is actually not getting hot, it is actually just reflecting your own body heat back to you. So I wanted to test that out. The AICE 3 is on and running right now. The outside of the frame is reading from 76 degrees to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And the sensor is reading 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So it looks like the sensor is about the same temperature as the rest of the frame, so it looks like the sensor is not actually heating up. But Ranvoo says they are actually working to fix this issue right now with firmware updates, and they're even including a special add-on accessory that comes in the box with the AICE 3 that will cut down on the heat transfer from the sensor, but that was not included in the review unit that they sent me. So it is totally possible that this could be a total non-issue for you if you buy an AICE 3, but I had to mention it. Pros and cons. Pros. It feels really good when you're wearing it, and it actually does cool off your skin. It helped me get rid of headaches. The heat is super relaxing. It doesn't fall off or get in the way. It looks just like a normal pair of headphones. And the cons. It is fairly expensive. The fan is kinda loud on medium or high, and it makes it hard to hear what people are saying around you. It sometimes displays a different language. It would be really great to see a vibration function added to the heat mode, and I wish it displayed how long is left until a full charge. So who is this for? This would be great for anyone who gets overheated, anyone who's got anxiety, or people who get frequent headaches. This would be great for delivery drivers, people doing things like DoorDash, people who are going inside and outside and back and forth all day. Athletes could wear it to cool off during a timeout. It'd be great for things like outdoor photography, and it could be helpful for people who have sensory issues, autism, Asperger's, or anyone who is just sensitive to noise. And is great for anyone who loves trying out the latest gadgets. Now, who this is not for. This is not for you if you are looking for a miracle cure that you can wear outside in 100-degree heat for 12 hours and never break a sweat. Yes, it does cool you down, but if it is really hot outside, you are still gonna get hot. Bottom line, should you buy this? I'll be honest with you, I was actually surprised at how much I did like this thing. I found myself wanting to wear it as much as possible, and whenever I did have to take it off to charge it, I actually missed having it on. So if you've got the extra cash to spare, I think the ICE 3 is definitely worth the money. Other units like this only offer a fan, but the ICE 3 is a fan with cooling and heating built in as well. And the AI is pretty cool too. So you can hit the link in the description below to check it out. But hey, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please share this video if you have found it helpful, and then you can click right here for another great tech video, and I will see you there.